Hello, fellow builders, and welcome back to the bench. Mediocre Mildly here with my Wonderfest wrap-up. It's been 1 week since Wonderfest, and it takes a lot out of you, believe it or not. We worked right up until it was time to go, had a great weekend, came back, and then everyone went right back to work the day after we got back. This weekend is the first time any of us had a time to just sit back and go, woo! Oh, it was a long week. We almost did it. I was struggling by Friday. I was really struggling. But the trip went well. If you haven't seen the videos, check out the Moff Gideon walk. I think it went absolutely fabulously. Got to see a lot of people. Speaking of which, it would not have looked as good as it did without my buddy Stuart. Stuart was my videographer, and he was, he would follow me around and he would take the shots, and he was editing them on his phone. Before, what I was doing what I could, and then pictures probably weren't coming out until the following day. And since he's been helping me do that, the photos are coming out almost within hours of the time that they happen, and it just looked fantastic. And for that, Stuart, buddy, man, I owe you one. So the walk went well. I didn't take anything for the contest because there were people there that I really wanted to sit and listen to their talks. Fawn Davis being one. He had 2 talks, and I went to both of those, got dressed, did the walk, and then ended up going to another talk. So it was just constant. I didn't get into the model room until Sunday. And it was late Sunday because I had a talk early Sunday morning. So there were actually people starting to take their models away. I did get in there and get a few pictures, but if you go to YouTube and look up Wonderfest 2024, there are a lot of people that took video. Here's some of the pictures that I Absolutely fantastic work, guys. I do have a few more pictures that I want to show you, well, that I took. There's only a handful left. But one of the things that they did that I was unaware of, and I need to pay more attention, was kind of cool. check this out. They had this challenge. Make the Galileo your own. The Wonderfest 2024 challenge. Use the Round 2 Star Trek Galileo shuttle kit and redress it as a mashup from a different TV show film vehicle from the 60s through the 80s. And this is what they came up with. All of those were fantastic, but the one that really got me was the Gilligan's Island. That one just, it was just, it was done well. I never would have thought of it. But then it started my brain thinking, what would I have done? I'm kind of surprised I didn't see any sort of a Batmobile in there. Pretty much they nailed all the major sci-fi vehicles. I'll have to sit and think about, is there something out there that maybe I would have tried to tackle? But I'm sure none of these guys knew what anyone else was doing, so I'm kind of surprised that there was no double up. Moving on. One of the other things that, if you were at Wonderfest, was hard to miss, was actually impossible to miss, would be this guy, Warren. He brought an 8-foot battleship Yamato that he was going to put into the contest. He drove in from Chicago and, he just, put the stuff in the car and just headed. Unfortunately, the rule books say that the model can't be more than 7 feet. But everybody was just oohing and ahhing, and he did a great job on it. I think at the end of the day, he got so much love from so many people about how big and amazing this thing was. It didn't need to be in the contest. It didn't need to be judged. If there was a People's Choice Award, he would have gotten it. But I was scanning the internet, and let's hear what he has to say in his words. This is what Warren wrote on June 1st. Warren is feeling happy. So day one of Wonderfest was an emotional roller coaster. I had a lot of anxiety and self-doubt about bringing the Yamato in simply because it's the first project of that scale and magnitude I've ever worked on, and as a builder, I see all the nitpicks and imperfections of my build. In a sense, while I love what I do, I also hate it, if that makes sense. I'm sure some of you understand the feeling I'm trying to convey. As someone who primarily goes to anime and comic conventions and interacts with more of the cosplay community rather than fellow builders, I can say that the homey feeling of just getting together with like-minded individuals and nerds is completely void and utterly gone. Everything is monetized and feels extremely corporate. People are in it for the numbers game, and it's disappointing. I can say without a doubt in my mind, Wonderfest stands out as one of the most wholesome, passionate, heartwarming conventions I've ever been to in a long, long time. The support and encouragement I received and advice and tips is so overwhelming, and that's because of you guys, the community. In a sea of gatekeepers, egomaniacs, and influencer, ooh, we're going to skip that word. You guys stand out to me as probably some of the most honest, humble, and passionate creators ever. And I feel like the core of it is because we create for the sake of the love of creation and the love we share for the creation of others. The numbers just come as a side effect. Once again, thank you all for welcoming me and the Yamato with open arms, and from one builder to another, keep creating. Also, special thank you to Round 2 Table for birthing the Yamato for the night. I'll see you all tomorrow. What more can you say? I mean, if he walked away from Wonderfest feeling that way, I think that's what Wonderfest is always about. It's always been that way, and I hope that it stays that way. Just a group of guys just wanting to create and lift up other people that are creating. But Warren's story doesn't end there. That was on Saturday. So the Sunday, running around seeing stuff, and he's sitting there in the lobby because he was there by himself, and I had sat down and we were chit-chatting, and I was asking him what other cosplay he does, and we were just kind of going through our phones and showing each other some of the stuff that we've done. And Norm Chan from Tested walks up with his crew. Obviously, they wanted to sit and talk with him, and so on top of all the rest of the love he got, he's going to be featured on a Tested Wonderfest short. So, congratulations, Warren. That's awesome. That is awesome. So, look forward to that, seeing that interview, because I wanted to try and interview you and get as much information, and I clearly would not do as anywhere good as a job as Tested and some of these other people. So thank God we had a lot of eyes on a lot of different aspects of Wonderfest. I typically stick with the sci-fi stuff. There were dioramas there. There was a lot of horror, and that's just not my thing. So if that does interest you, I would really encourage you to look for other people doing videos of Wonderfest, because you'll see a lot more models that I didn't take pictures of, even a life-size giant space monkey. But I think we are down to the last group of photos for Wonderfest that I took. So let's roll that beautiful modeling footage. There was another Godzilla one there that was just fantastic. It was the from Godzilla minus one. It was in the water. You know, it was Godzilla's head in the water with the boat. And I'm sure if you look around, I guarantee you somebody else is taking a picture of it. I saw it on the internet somewhere, and it's just gorgeous. So, my hat's off to you guys. You guys, and ladies and gentlemen, both all creators, you bring your A game. You really do, and it's great to see, and it gives me a lot of ideas to go into the next year. As far as the bottles, that's all I got for Wonderfest. The talks I went to were definitely great. I even went to a talk on Space 1999, the Eagle Obsession. It's a project of the Space 1999 Eagle, and one of those surprising things that I had no idea. I mean, I love Space 1999. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't know this project was going on, and then finding out about it, and Nick Tate was there, and he's just a fantastically nice man. Wonderfest, what can I say? But for now, we're going to call it quits. Thank you for watching. I might take a couple of days to rest because even when I got back here, I started rearranging things. I moved my 3D printing into the other room where the paint booth is. So this room is going to be all display, and then I'm going to also make it all video production I can just do from this one room. So, but I need a nap. I need to take a break just to kind of chill out for a little bit, and then we're going to get right back on. As a matter of fact, I think the first model project we're going to build is going to be a Moff Gideon. It's going to be the Blackheart models Moff Gideon. And I kind of added a couple of pieces to give it a little bit of flavor of my own. So until next time, my friends, have fun, be safe, and go build something. Pew 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 pew.